major arcana in depth, it will really help you with the minor arcana. And what is the word arcana? If anybody knows what the word is arcana. So I can't see chat, so I don't know if you even answered me. And so the word arcana means hidden knowledge. Those that have the key to spiritual psychic knowledge. That's the arcana. Do you have the key? Because the tarot is a key to your intuitive mind and beyond. All right, let's see what else we have today. So the last time I did this class, when we started, we I asked you to send me cards, and so I picked a couple of cards for people that did it, and this time I did have one person respond with a card. But what I want to talk about is the cards that when they come out, especially when I had clients, ooh, and you would hear the gasp, oh, the devil. Oh my God, the tower. Even now, people will say, oh, I hate those cards. I can't stand those cards. Oh, I don't like them. I'll have to tell you, when I'm doing a reading for myself, objectively, um, I don't like it. I don't appreciate them coming out. How dare they come out? Don't they know that I've already done enough work on myself? But no, evidently not, because that's what these two cards are about. They are about you doing self-work that needs to be done in order you transition, in order you evolve into creating what you want. Now, here I have the Rider-Waite, and I gave another example of the devil from another. I just happen to really like this one. Oh, that's a death. What am I doing? Sorry, I put the wrong one up. So we'll do the Rider-Waite. And then the Tower card. Those are the two cards we're going to talk about and settle this up. So when they show up in your personal reading for yourself or show up when you're reading for someone else, you don't go into this dark message of what's going to happen. Oh my God. And I've seen it and I've heard it, and that's why I'm talking about it. These are absolutely necessary for your evolvement and movement forward. One thing I say to all of my students is look at the card that came before it. In the devil, the card that came before it. I don't know if anybody knows what it is. I know what it is. If you know what it is, you can put it in chat. I'm going to have to get a chance to see chat. What do I do? Do I hit here? 4 new messages. I think I'm stuck. Okay. Does that show up? Am I blocking people out with putting chat up? Okay, so those are the cards we're going to talk about. We're going to talk first of all about the devil. And you could put in chat what some of your words, your thoughts are about the devil. What do you think the devil means? What is it symbolizing? How do you feel when it comes up for you? Or if you're reading for another person, I'm telling you, besides death, I put death up here. I guess I just like that card. People get really shook up. Clients would get shook up. They're like, what does that mean? Why am I having it? Change. So the devil to you means change. Okay. Addictions. Okay. Can be. Absolutely. Yeah. Death ending transformation. Not quite. Yeah. Danger. Inflexible beliefs. Yeah. Yeah. Pluto. Actually, it's ruled by Capricorn, but okay. So the difference, I'm going to read this because I liked it. Our dark side. Yeah, that's what we're rejecting ourselves. That's good. Could be manipulation, temptation. Oh, yeah, the devil made me do it. I didn't want to, but the devil made me do it. The devil got me by the toe. The difference between a comedy and a tragedy is that in a comedy, the characters figure out reality and time to do something different. That's Bennett W. Godspeed, and he was a author and a novelist and such. So you get that, right? You heard that. The difference between the tragedy and the comedy is how you're looking at it, what you think about when you're trapped with those nice little chains around your neck. I've done a lot of work on this. actually by seeing myself, visualizing myself take the chain off. And in one circumstance that I was asking a question about, I took the chain off, but I didn't walk too far away. I was still dealing with dread and fear. And if that card shows up for you, you're facing devilments of problems. What is bedeviling you right now? And those are your uncertainties and your fear. And what are they causing you? Well, they cause anxiety, depression, fingernail biting, but they cause panic. When people are in a difficult place and they feel trapped, they have a tendency to make decisions. They want to make a decision. Their head hurts. They want to get out of it. They want to make a decision. So the devil really is ignorance from understanding what's going on. You're trapped to a belief. You could be trapped to a family belief. You could be, they told me if I'm gonna, rent that apartment, it's gonna be too much. And before I know it, I'm gonna be out of money. And what if I don't have a job? The what ifs, the what ifs, what ifs. You could follow what ifs. What ifs not bad, but it's where you look at it. And that's what you want. When I was doing life coaching, I would call these the whys. Why I can't do it. And boy, I had plenty of people when I was doing my coaching tell me, well, June, I really do want to go to Broadway and sing, but I'll tell you why I can't. So we had to work on the whys before we could even move towards goals. And I'll tell you, I saw people reach goals that I was amazed that they reached them, but they had to work on the whys. Is the devil all controlling, all powerful? I mean, in this deck, look at your own deck. As a matter of fact, take your devil, if you got your devil out right now in your tower, make sure you just take them out. However your card looks. I mean, this one here is pretty creepy as far as I'm concerned. Uh, and so I'm not going to go through the symbols because your cards are going to be different. So I'm going to go more through the symbolism in them than anything else. Not necessarily by image, but what the message is. Is the devil all controlling, or is it ruled by the god Pan? And what is the god Pan? Well, actually, he no doesn't get the Pan gets a bad rep in some things, but Pan really was seen in some very good lights also. But Pan or Panis comes from a Greek word, and it means, to cause humans to flee in maddening fear. Oh my God, the sky is falling, the devil's got me, and nothing's going to work out. And that's where we're at when we want to reach something that appears to us unreachable. It can be, again, the why I can't get what I want. Let me tell you why I can't go back to school. Let me tell you why I can't lose weight. Let me tell you why. Hey, how many years did I do life coaching? I don't think you could tell me anything that I have not heard from both readings and life coaching. And that doesn't mean I know everything. It's just that people have the same thing. The devil is in the cage, but the cage door is open and fools can walk away. Well, yeah, yes, you can absolutely take off those chains. In this card here, Rider-Waite, the devil is lighting the male energy here. You see that? Firing it up. And the woman is actually looking toward the male and taking fruit, the grapes, into her. So the devil represents the yang, and the female represents the yin. And we all have yang and yin. And we could be trapped if we put power in too much of the other, and then we lose self-identity in that way. So what has to happen here? You want to take the connection to the word pan stems from people associating panic with fear. The feeling caused humans to act in a way that prevents reason and logic. You ever talk to anybody off the cliff? You know, and so it's going, they're falling apart. And you go, calm down, just calm down. Here's a glass of wine. Let's talk it out. And that's why people go to therapists. That's why people journal. That's why people come to readers. And any reader that instills and encourages that behavior in a dark way should never be reading for any person. That's my thought. And I've met tons of readers. I've had tons of readings. And there were those that would go, oh my God, you are so trapped. I don't know if you can get out of this. BS. So the message with the devil is not to get stuck. Don't get stuck in fear and confusion. Do not let unreasonable, illogical doubts weigh your rational mind. Remain calm and carry on. Keep track of what you're feeling. Your feelings have reason. You want to journal. You want to talk to a very trusted, more logical friend, not just any friend. Because let's face it, some of our friends love the drama. So the devil really is about drama. Both these cards are all about drama. Oh, wow. Ah, running from the, burning building. I'm running away. And someone says, okay, you're outside, like that. So I think I got that message across. Um, and Paul Foster Casey is an author. And his book, I'm studying his book right now. His name is Paul Foster Casey. He's an author of the book, The Tarot, A Key to the Wisdom of the Ages. I think that Michelle's going to put that in chat. Okay. So what he does is he uses the Rider-Waite and sometimes the Bota deck. I don't want to go into too much of all of that. We don't have the time. I wish we could. I wish I could gather you all and we could go on. But he combines the Kabbalah. He uses the Hebrew symbolisms and Hebrew words from the Kabbalah, the esoterical teacher that he has taken off of particular teachers that he has found respectful and he wants to follow. So the devil signifies the internal, superficial appearance of human weaknesses and shortcomings. And let's face it, we're only human. We're only human. We're all going to have them. We're all going to worry. We're all going to feel fear. It's going to keep us up at night, some certain circumstances, and some of them are really bad. I'm not making light. Please trust me. I'm not making light of the things that come up in life. But once you understand that you're at the place of the devil and you work with that, because the devil in itself is a good opportunity for you to become enlightened. It is an absolute necessary step. If it shows up, you got to deal with it. Are there any questions about that? Oh, what is the box? The box is the cube of life. It's the world. It's our ego, our history, our things about stability, security, everything dealing with the world. Do I use reversals? Advanced people should use reversals. I don't think if you study the tarot enough, it's helping you too much to use reversals unless you're really a very willing and very ardent student. I've talked to people about this before. I do use reversals. If the card comes up, I will use it in reverse. And in a particular layout, I don't have a problem with that. If you feel that you're prepared to do that and you study what it is in reverse, then you can use reverse. I'm not going to talk about reverse in this particular class. Anything that goes in reverse, and it's not upside down, by the way, it is reverse. So anything that goes in reverse usually always means the opposite. So I say usually because there's a few cards in the minor that don't really go into the opposite too much. It's still like it is when it is upright. So practice your book, look up, God, I have a ton of books here. There are many books that are out that really go through the tarot, even if they use a particular deck, but they go through how to do layouts, how to sit, you sit facing the east and how you, There is a lot to learn if you really want to do that. And I used to teach this in my beginners tarot and advanced tarot. Then we get into how you sit, how you do it, what days you are going to do readings and such like that. So I think that answers it, Mary Faith. About reversals. Yes, I do use reversals. Are there any other questions before we go into the tower? Yes, look at Penn. Yeah, Nancy. The devil Penn. You can see it now. That's good. Perfect. Because that's where we go, right? When we're faced with a major problem or issue. Does he love me? Did he? Oh, God, I know. I know. I'm not going to say too much. All I say is when you have a reading, it should be all about you and it shouldn't be about what the other person is doing, what they're thinking. That could have an importance if it's relating to you, your decisions. Okay. I am a little bit of a mother superior, as Suzette will tell me. I am a little bit of a mother superior teacher. Let's stay on track. Let's do what we got to do and ask questions and we'll move forward. So if I'm the kind of teacher that you find is useful for your journey, then you join me. If I don't know an answer, I'll tell you I don't know. I'll even say, well, give me your email because I'll look it up for you, or I'll see what I think about it. Oh, I just wrote some things here. Make an effort to strike off your chains. Keep in mind, remember the forces which appear to be your adversaries are really ready to serve you in a lesson. Mirth. Part of the devil with Pan is mirth. Laughter purifies the subconsciousness and dissolves mental complexities and conflicts. My elder sister passed on quite a few years ago, and there were a lot of difficulties there, but I'll tell you, we would laugh. There's no reason we should have laughed. I mean, we took serious, but we spend more time laughing. I don't know if it's the Scottish blood or whatever, because you would say things like, can you believe this is happening? We'd start laughing. We shouldn't have laughed, but we did laugh, and it helped. It dissolves the complexities, the mental complexities and conflicts, and it heals and it brightens you. And so from the Tarot Handbook by Angeles Arian, based on the Thoth deck by Aleister Crowley, I have that one too, and I've studied that. I actually met this lovely lady, oh God, years ago in the 1980s. I would go to tarot workshops all around the Bay Area. She gives a few affirmations, and one of the affirmations that I chose, I don't know if any of you do affirmations. I do affirmations, um, and it's writing affirmations, speaking affirmations. They have definitely changed my life. I very much in support and encourage them. Her affirmation for the devil: whether my problems are real or imagined, I can handle them realistically and mirthfully. So whether my problems are real or imagined, I can handle them realistically and mirthfully. Mirth. So you might want to think about that. That's a good book. Actually, it's a good book, even if you don't read the Thoth deck, which I don't really read it. I have a few decks that I really read more. It's a very good in-depth book, very good book. And so is Paul Casey's book. It's very good too. All right. The tower. Let's talk about the tower. The tower has several different names. Lightning struck, God's voice. And it has different names. And here, it's called just the tower. But in the tower, I'm going to move this along so I can see a little bit better. In the weight deck, the castle that you see here with the rocky there, that's you. That's your ego. That's what you're attached to Earth. That's your persona. And these falling out, little kings and queens and those that broke the chains are falling away. They're falling away from the ego. They're falling away from preconceived ideas. So the lightning struck tower, one of the names, you can see the crown up here and coming down from the heavens. the thunderbolt, and all these little yellow things over there, those are called yodes. Yodes are messages from the heavens, messages from God, if you will, God of your heart, however you want to look at it. I'm not going to give it a name that you don't relate to. You have, but those are messages from the enlightening messages that are in this card. So what does that mean? In Paul Foster Casey's book about this card, he gives us the Hebrew word fe, and that means the mouth as the organ of speech. The tower is the mouth of the organ of speech, like the Tower of Babel. It symbolizes the power of utterance when you first utter your first words. It is to set things in motion. And you can think of this. I mean, think of it even back a little baby. And the baby, mama, daddy, then the baby says, bottle, bottle, bottle. Oh, wow. The baby's asking something. So your words become important. They are creating a world for you. They're showing the world that you're thinking. Transformation comes. This tower can be thought of definitely as transformation. Comes through clear thoughts to the mouth and outwardly. So clear thoughts to the mouth. Now it looks really violent. The tarot looks pretty violent. Not so much in this one here, the inspiration deck. They're inspiring you. How nice. But they do have little flames and little ocean coming up here. I don't know what your deck looks like. You'll have to study it and see what it's saying. But often it can look very violent because it's throwing things out. People are falling down. Help, help. I'm falling down. I can't stand up. And actually, ruled by Saturn, it has to do with the bones in our body, Saturn, again, I don't want to get into too much and cause any confusion, but it is throwing out ignorance. It's throwing out false reasoning. It's throwing out all the lies that you're reading on the web nowadays. And it's saying, I am smart enough to throw out that is keeping me from moving on in my road and keeping me from my path. It's given you an opportunity to have flashes of inspiration, glimpses of the truth. And what is the truth? The truth is about yourself. You're really looking at yourself. That's what it's about. That's what this card's about. You got to look at yourself. You got to get rid of your addictions. Now, somebody said the devil is addictions. Well, the devil is addictions, but the tower is looking at the addiction, finding the cause. So this is a symbol. The tower is a symbol in all of your cards, whatever you've got out there. It's a symbol of the universal principle of healing and restoration. It's dismantling and reconstructing your old identities and forms so you can say, you know what? This is me. This is who I truly am. It's the glimpse again of the truth. You're thinking, I want to be seen this way. You're speaking words. That's why the affirmations are good. You're speaking words that identify what your thoughts are. Like, hey, this is how I roll. And you are acting to bring in your renewed form of who you are. Yeah. Dress for success, right? I had to think, well, what color do I want to wear? Oh, I should wear, someone told me I should always wear black. Always wear black when you teach classes, shows from black. And I'm like, yeah, I do, but yeah, today I feel like blue. It's so beautiful out. I'll wear blue. So again, what you're thinking, the tower said, what are you thinking from the devil? Because they follow each other. What were you thinking? Break that. You're doing your affirmation. You're doing soul searching. You're going to therapy. You're breaking habits. And the tower is your addictions have to be addressed. You have to get into whatever belief, words, and action that are keeping you from getting what you want in life. The tower warns you to be aware of your thoughts that are creating your reality. It's about cleaning up your words. People say things like, ah, my butt's too big, isn't it? My butt's too big. It's big. It's big. And they go around with this heavy butt and they're not happy. Of course, nowadays everybody's into butts, so, you know, or I can't do that. I can't study that. I'm not that smart. I used to say, I'm pretty smart. I read enough. I'm street smart kind of spirit, but I'm not really intelligent. And then people would say, June, do you understand what intelligence is? Because I didn't ever feel I didn't maybe do really good in school. I didn't apply myself. I cut a lot all through high school. But so I had a false belief, and I had to realize how many books I've got a library here in front of me, just covered with books that I've been studying for years, still studying. That's why I don't buy new books, because there's nothing else somebody else could say that I haven't studied in some form or another. So the tower challenges you to give up your addictions. This is a good time for you to write. What is holding you back from getting what you want? And we're going to do a little more about that. What are you keeping in your mind, a thought or belief, like, well, if I do that, my family won't like it. It's not in my religion. My friends will talk about me, whatever it is. And what do you say about it? Like I used to say, well, I'm not intelligent. I'm not intelligent. I'm smart. Yeah, I'm smart enough. Wow, that kept me from, as soon as I started healing that, the big words, I started getting them. I could just feel everything where I could just absorb it and understand it and thought I could keep up with people. I might not have particular knowledge that some others have. So, what is it in you? What challenges you from not giving up that addiction? Either thought, behavior, physical, how you act, what you do to your body. Like Monday, I'm going to start this diet and I'm going to get up and walk my 10,000 steps, whatever they are. Not today. Okay. Why did you say that then? Walk your talk. Be who you are. Are you willing to be the person you are? That's what the tower is asking you. It's asking you that. Are you willing to really let those chains go and throw them out and be who you are? So you see the beauty, the lessons that are in these two cards, and they're absolutely necessary for you to advance whatever it is that you have not been advancing in, but you wish you could have it. Or you've been doing it for a while, but it's not working. You just can't seem to get to that feeling of success. And here's the affirmation for Angela's Arian book. I have a commitment to actualize who I really am. I have a commitment, and the commitment's to yourself, to actualize who I really am. That's a commitment. So, any questions about that? I know it's a lot. It's a lot. But you won't, you'll have time. And I am, as I said, I'm going to record this and I'll give you the link whenever I kind of get it together. I won't really work on it much because I'm getting better at iMovies actually. Okay. Are you ready to move on? All right. This is something that I think you're going to absolutely love and use. Um, is there one after that? Or before that? Yeah, go back up. The devil in the no, 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 no. Don't, isn't there? Uh-oh. Is there one with the devil and the lovers? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Look at how interesting this is. Can you see what's happening here? Anybody see what's happening here? 15 of the devil in numerology, and you reduce it to 6, the lovers. And in the Rider-Waite deck, can you see what's happened from the devil to the lovers? No more chains. Chains are off. When you use the devil, you will want to include the lovers as an inspiration. You will want to study both. In Casey's book, he he will absolutely go through the different tarot cards that are part of or assigned to another card. And I didn't want to go through all of those, you know. Um, but he has reasons, and if you have that book, you'll see the reasons. So, um, Well, your deck, okay, your deck has Neptune in the ocean. Oh, I see what you mean. For the devil, you mean the devil? Okay, has Neptune in the ocean. Okay, so here we have the same. It's the same configuration, really, but it's more inspiring. The Lovers is actually ruled by Gemini, and if you ever know Geminis, you know what talkers they are. I'm a double Gemini. I get to say that. And so it's the ability to communicate with your higher self. That's what we were talking about in the devil. You want to break those chains. You want to communicate with your higher self. You want to be logical and reasonable and don't make everything so damn serious. And here we have the Lovers. And you notice that instead of the female looking at the male, she is looking at the angel Raphael. She's willing in her wisdom. She needs wisdom. He has logic and reason. You know, he's in the tree of life where he's education, knowledge, reason, logic. And he's looking at her and she's saying, well, that's fine. But in my wisdom, in my intuitive self, in my feelings, I'm going to look to a higher consciousness, to my psychic mind, to what they call it the superconscious, the psychic mind. Isn't that something? I mean, just to see them, you know? Are there any questions about that? I see that Laura did say something here. It's a fine line between the two cards. It actually is a fine line between them. You're absolutely right. Does it give you a better feel of the card of the devil? To say, wow, when I get out of these chains, I'm still going to have the two aspects, the yang and the yin, but I'm going to be feeling the power of my greater mind. In a group I study, we call it the God of my heart, whatever I perceive it, whatever is to me, the divine. So let's move on to the next one, which will be the Tower. So you want to do that with all your tarot cards. If you learn the tarot, the major card, the major arcana, you really get it down, you're going to really read your minor so much more clearer. So the Tower of the Chariot, throw everything out that is false, your false image of yourself. You know, sometimes we kind of hide ourselves from people. You know, we say, well, only my best friends know me, you know, and that's cool because you can't give everything away. You know, in Buddhism, they say, the gurus say, don't give everything away about yourself. People will use it at some point, and it may not be favorable. You should always keep something of yourself that is separate from what you give. And I got that. You know, when people want to go on TV and bare their whole soul to the world, and you think, boy, I wouldn't have done that. So here you have the Chariot, 16:7. Can you see what's going on in the Chariot in this particular symbol, or your cards, if you want to get out your Chariot? Pull this back over. Okay, so for Heather, she likes to be real and raw and present it, and it's work helping her heal. But I'm sure there's some things, Heather, that you keep to yourself. I'm very sure that there's some things, or you share them with very trusted people. You know, we can do that. And with trusted people, I'm telling you, there's not few and far between. It's really hard if you tell your best friend and say, and don't tell anybody. I've heard more things from people that say, I'm not supposed to tell you this. And believe me, I've heard so many things. People say, now don't tell anybody. I'm like, do you know how much I've heard everybody's secrets for the last 50 years? So unless it's someone is going to hurt themselves or hurt another person, that's the only time I tell. I say, no, I got to tell. So the Chariot here is saying, when you throw everything out and you are your authentic self, you are in control of the path you are in. You are balanced. You see the balance here? Stern justice, mercy justice. You can't have one only or the other. You have to have a balance between the two. What's that saying that parents would say? This is going to hurt me more than you. Yeah, not quite. So again, I present this to you. I present that you, in numerology, you go ahead and you look at other card by reducing it. If you have, you know, Paul Case book, you could learn more from that.